All right, guys, we're back. I'm Robert with Robert's Running Shop, and today I wanted to talk to you and take a few minutes about what we're going to see on the wall for this spring 2014 and how it's changed a little bit. Over the last couple years, we've heard a lot about drop-on shoes and barefoot running and minimal shoes, and that's kind of swayed the wall a little bit, and this is what we're talking about. When we look at drop-on shoes, if this is a level plane, the drop of a shoe is the degree or the difference from the heel to the ball of the foot in a shoe. So if your foot is sitting in a shoe, how much is the heel dropping to the ball of the foot as in relation to a level ground? So that came across in the movement of barefoot shoes and being more efficient and more biomechanically correct and not having a big wedge on the back of your shoe. So what the market went to were more minimal, lower profile shoes. Now, as a long-term runner, we always kind of had those shoes, and those were called racing flats. So they were a very rigid, very low profile shoe that had a low drop. So you'd use these for your workouts, races, things like that. But what they found out with the barefoot minimal movement is we didn't see a whole lot of resales in those shoes. People went out and kind of used them, kind of saw what they were about, got a little more efficient, but then they wanted to go back to their regular trainers to be a little bit more comfortable. So going forward, the shoe wall looks a little beefier, and so aesthetically you're going to look like and see bigger shoes on the market. So if you look at this shoe here, it looks obviously a lot more beefy than your typical minimal shoe or racing flat, but the great thing about these shoes is now your regular trainers are only going to be 8 millimeters or less of drop. So when we talk about millimeters, we're going to talk about drop of the shoe. So a millimeter is 0.04 inches. So 8 millimeter drop, we're looking at less than a quarter of an inch in drop from heel to ball of foot. And that's if it's 8 millimeter. 8 millimeter is actually kind of one of the maximums now. A lot of things are going to 6, 4, 2 millimeters, and 0 millimeters. So even if you're looking at a beefy shoe that has a whole lot of cushion, we're looking at 8 millimeters or less, a lot of times 6 millimeters or 4 millimeters. So it looks really beefy aesthetically, it looks big and clunky, still very light, but the great thing is, and believe me, it was a hard sale on these things for me. I had to run them for a couple months to actually realize that I was coming in from runs feeling a lot less beat up. The next day I was feeling better recovered. So I know the wall's going to look different, and you guys are going to be out there kind of wondering, like, what is all this stuff? But come in, try them out, take a run in them, and kind of see what the difference is. The main goal is we want you to be able to run more, run longer, recover better, and be able to get those goals races in and be more healthy. So we'll see you soon in the shop. Throw some on, take a run, and we'll talk to you from there. Have a great day.
I never really had a broken heart. You don't believe me, just look in my chest. The way some people like to run and hide.